A real leader doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to prove he's in charge, he just is. You feel it when he walks into the room, calm, grounded, intentional. And while others chase applause or scramble for attention, he does something far more rare. He earns respect without asking for it. This isn't about charisma. It's not about having followers, money, or some inflated title. It's about self-governance, influence rooted in inner discipline. In this video, we're breaking down 7 behaviors that quietly make you a leader. Rooted in Stoic philosophy and backed by human nature. Quiet strength. Lasting influence. This is where it starts. 1. They act without needing permission. Most people wait to be told what to do. They wait for approval, praise, or a green light from someone more qualified. But real leaders don't ask for permission. They move not recklessly, not arrogantly, but with initiative grounded in values. Stoicism teaches you to lead yourself first. That means identifying what's right and doing it, without applause. Marcus Aurelius didn't govern because someone told him he was great. He governed because duty demanded it. Leadership is action taken without an audience. The one who steps in when no one else will. Who fixes the problem before it becomes a crisis. Who volunteers when others hesitate. That's a leader. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the one who moves. The longer you wait for approval, the more leadership you give away. Take the step. Own the decision. That's how quiet authority is built. 2, they make people feel seen without needing to be seen. Some people listen just long enough to speak. Others observe just enough to judge. But true leaders notice what others ignore. They don't just scan the room, they see the people in it. The tension behind the eyes. The fatigue in the shoulders. The silence that means something. This isn't empathy for show. It's presence with purpose. A Stoic sees the world clearly, without judgment, without ego. That includes the emotional state of the people they serve. It's not about being liked. It's about making others feel understood. A real leader pays attention to what's unspoken. They don't dominate with charisma, they guide with clarity. Their awareness becomes a source of trust. You don't need a spotlight to influence others. You need to make them feel like they matter, even when you say nothing. That's influence that can't be faked. 3, they stick to principles, even when it costs them. Everyone talks about integrity. Until it's inconvenient. Until it risks the deal. Until it means walking away. But that's exactly when leadership shows its face. When there's money on the table, pressure in the air, and an easy compromise waiting in the wings. And you say, no. Stoicism doesn't reward comfort. It rewards character. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The leader doesn't bend to popular opinion. He answers to his own standard, even when it makes him unpopular. That's the difference. Anyone can look principled when it's safe. But the one who refuses to cut corners, even when no one would blame him, that's the one people remember. That's the one people trust. When the stakes are high, leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being unwavering when it matters most. 4, they handle power without needing control. Give a weak man power, and he'll start controlling people. Give a strong man power, and he'll start empowering them. There's a big difference. The Stoics warned against attachment to status and authority. Why? Because the moment you need power to feel like yourself, you've already lost control. A true leader doesn't micromanage. He doesn't need to dominate every detail or remind people who's boss. His presence alone is structure. He delegates without fear. He trusts not because he's naive, but because he's secure. When someone challenges him, he doesn't react, he redirects. When someone fails, he doesn't humiliate, he coaches. His authority isn't built on fear. It's built on earned respect. Control is for the insecure. Leadership is for the disciplined. The Stoic leader doesn't obsess over being in charge. He builds people strong enough to stand on their own. 5, they stay consistent, even when no one's watching. It's easy to act disciplined when people are paying attention. But what do you do when the cameras are off? when no one's clapping. That's where real leadership is forged. A Stoic doesn't live for performance, he lives by principle. If he wakes early, it's not for a productivity post. If he trains, it's not for praise. It's because order inside creates order outside. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about showing up every damn day. Quietly, relentlessly. When everyone else breaks their routines, makes excuses, and waits for motivation. The Stoic holds the line. And over time, that quiet discipline builds credibility. People begin to trust that. When this man says he'll do something, he means it. No flair. No marketing. Just follow through. The world doesn't need more performers. It needs anchors. Be the one who does the work, especially when no one sees it. 6, they respect the burdens others carry. Some people rise to power and forget what it felt like to be under pressure. They judge harshly. They lose patience. But great leaders never lose touch with hardship, even when they've risen above it. Stoicism is grounded in compassion, without dependence. You don't excuse weakness, but you understand it. You don't pity people, but you respect their struggle. A true leader knows every person carries an invisible weight. Grief, debt, doubt, stress, fear. So he doesn't belittle. He doesn't bark orders for the sake of ego. He corrects without shaming. He instructs without condescension. That doesn't mean being soft. It means being wise, firm when needed, fair always. Leadership isn't about flexing authority. It's about elevating others. If you want people to walk with you, meet them where they are. Then show them how far they can go. 7, they lead themselves when no one else will. When chaos hits, most people wait. They wait for someone to fix it, to organize, to guide, to take responsibility. And most never step up. But the leader, he doesn't wait. He leads himself. That's the Stoic foundation. You govern yourself first, or you govern nothing at all. No one tells him to prepare. No one has to force him to get clear, get sharp, stay focused. He does it because his internal world must be stronger than the external one. And when others stall, he becomes the stabilizer. Not by shouting orders, but by modeling what decisiveness looks like. What resilience looks like. People don't follow titles. They follow conviction. The man who walks forward when others freeze. That's the man people rally behind. Not because he demanded loyalty, but because he earned it with action. Leadership isn't loud. It isn't glamorous. It doesn't always look the way you expect. But when you see it, you feel it. Because it's built on small, daily decisions. Self-respect, restraint, courage, quiet consistency. And the truth is, you don't need permission to live this way. You don't need a title. You don't need applause. You just need discipline and the will to hold yourself to a higher standard when it's hardest to do so. Start with one behavior, one habit. Lead yourself with clarity, and others will notice, even if they never say it out loud. If this resonated, subscribe, not for more noise, but for more substance. Envelope with arrow, check the description. We've built resources to sharpen you. Tools for real growth. Not hype, not fluff, just truth, work, and clarity. Because leadership begins the moment you stop performing and start becoming.